All right. Have some music. Okay, good. Let me check my sound again. Twitch. All right, can I hear myself, sort of speak? All right, I think that's fine. Very SE sound. I don't know. I think it's fine. All right. Let me turn on my AI person. Ah. I guess I'm pretty close to finishing the Rust one. I mean, it's crazy to spend over an hour on it. But you know what? I will spend as much time as needed on each one. AI, what do you call a rusty bathtub? A rust bucket? A rust bucket? Fair enough, I guess. All right. Let's see. So I was using this video background. Right? And I like this one. I think it's quite good. But I was going to switch to a different one. Let me choose a different one. Yeah, I love that video background. I do think it's a good one. If anything, it might have a little bit too much text that pops up now and then. It would probably be better if I used the video sound for the music, and I'll probably do that some other time, but not right now. Let me choose a different one from a different channel. Let me choose. You know what? I'm looking at these. I'm gonna choose one from from the same channel, actually. I think they have some of the best video backgrounds, in my opinion. Oh, I know which one I want to choose. They have a Final Fantasy one, which is really nicely animated, I think. Okay. Let's see if this is it. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, let's pop open the Rust. So we're gonna go to here and pick up where I left off. Since I haven't gone to work today, maybe I'll feel fresher, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'll feel fresher tomorrow after I've had a day off of work. Okay, so you know, this is not necessary. Let's do random upper and just do like this. Returns a byte. And it will be random char byte A Z, right? And then this one will be lower. And then down here, let's not do this. Let's do random upper like that. Okay, so now when we try to cargo format, what's it say? So it says, okay, right? So now we try cargo test, all right? Self, okay, wait. Oh, yeah. Of course. Oh yes, and there as well. Does it really always have to be like that? I'm not sure, but... Okay. So on line 7, we should put an anonymous lifetime. Let's try that. Okay, last one. The self constructor can only be used with tuple or unit structs. Okay. The help says use curly brackets. Okay. And that was where? Here? I don't think it's quite like that, but let's see. So random name, we want to try to return a string reference, right there. I think it's gonna hate it, but let's see if it gives us some hints. Okay. Instead, you are more likely to want to return an owned value. Oh, you know what? That sounds okay. Let's try returning an owned value. Okay, great. Are we close at all? Okay. I think we actually are quite close. Awesome. I said I think we are quite close, and it was. And it's been, 10 minutes, but I feel okay about it. The thing is, like, I'm just not familiar with Rust at all. I mean, that's obvious. Okay, so field robot name is never read. All right, we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, name should match expected pattern failed. Okay. Oh, it's self with a small s. And I saw that yesterday and I didn't understand it. Okay, so let's finally look something up. Rust self versus self. Okay, Rust programming language forum. Awesome. This does not belong on the playlist. I don't know what that's doing there. I guess at some point I must have added some things to the playlist thoughtlessly. Probably when I was drinking. All right. Oh, this seems more to the point. So, note. The trait bound. Ooh. This one's a little hard for me to read because again, I'm not too familiar with the vocab. All right, let's try it slowly. The trait bound and str from string is not satisfied. Okay. Oh, we can really do that? Oh, well, that's much more straightforward. If, if it works, let's see. That dollar again. Okay. Panicked? Okay, wait a minute, wait a minute. Okay, so we ran cargo test. We didn't get the warning this time because we did read the name this time. Ends with 3 numbers. Okay, so then this goes back to like 2 days ago I read the readme and I'm misremembering whatever it was that it said. It's 2 uppercase and then 3 digits, not 3 lowercase. Okay, I mean I only read that once. That's just straight up dumb. Okay. Does it go 0 through 9? Or is 0 last? I don't recall. It's 0 through 9. Okay. So now, where we have lower, okay, so we passed 1. All right, now let's look at our tests again, because we clearly haven't finished the whole thing, but this is progress, and I'm only 16, just about 17 minutes in to the stream so far, so that's good. So let's look at the robot name tests. Okay, so we finished this one, expected pattern, finally, after well over an hour. All right, now we have this one. Different robots have different names. Okay, well that will trivially, excuse me, trivially pass because if we just generate 2 robots, the chance that both will have the same name is very, very low. So let's go ahead and do that one. All right. Now let's do this one. New name is different from old name. That should be pretty simple, right? I think. Let's take a look. So I think we do need to make this into a mutable, right? And then when we do reset name, we do self robot name and assign self random name. Is that it? I think we need a semicolon. Okay, let's get rid of that mute. I think we need to say mute somewhere, but not there. Okay, so we passed 3. Okay, I think this next one should be totally simple as well. Whoops. Okay, so we've passed 4 out of 5. All right. Now, when we enable this next one we do expect to fail. And we're finally getting to the meat of the exercise. All right? Slowly, but you know what? Getting there. And it's a kind of win. I'm not trying to count it as a loss, per se. Okay, so now we're going to run this one and watch. It's going to fail. Or it should. Okay, so that one failed. Because it generated a lot of robots and found 2 having the same name. Alright. So now let's finally get into the meat of things. Wait, if it's robots, they're not made of meat, right? Meat bag? Okay. These darn meat bag robots. Okay, so this means that when we do this, we need to check the name against a set of names, a global mutable set of names. Okay, Rust global mutable set collection. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, shoot. Let's see what they're talking about. Okay, I don't think we need to worry about thread safety. So let's just look at what they've done here. So they said static ref, and then they said let mute game. Okay. Rust set data structure. Standard collections. Great. Hash set sounds like a winner. Okay, so we're gonna do, so I'm gonna shout this out. So they had thought of creating a global game object. And they put static ref mute game. Interesting, interesting. So they used an external crate lazy static. I don't think we need a excuse me. I don't think we need an external crate for this, but maybe. So I was looking at it. Rust static keyword. Okay, so here's an example. So this function has a static counter in it. Really interesting. Okay. So we are going to put when we get the random name, we are going to say static mute names. All right. And then we are going to put the type, which is going to be hash set. So we're going to use standard collections hash set, I guess. And so the names will be hash set, and then we'll say equals, I think. This is where it gets a little strange to me, and I think I may have misunderstood something. So we're saying as if the static definition was pulled out of the current scope into the module. Isn't that crazy? That's a little different from like other programming languages I've seen, I think, but it does seem cool. I think it seems fine. All right. So then we're gonna go hash set new. Right? And then so then when we do this, while. Okay, so let me check the hash set. So we say hash set contains. So while names contains name, name equals oh, wait a minute. Let's go function generate name, which returns, I think, string. And then this part here ends up there. This part. I think like that. And then this will be self generate name. Oh, okay. Mismatched types, expected string reference found, big S string. Okay. Well, actually, can we just make this string here? I think that would make more sense. Okay, we can do that. I don't think I've heard this track in a while. I like this track a lot. Rising Darkness. Okay. Expected at least one generic argument. Okay, so it's going to be a hash set of string, right? Is that what's expected? No, it's not. Oh, darn. Oh no, we have to standard sync lazy lock? This is what that one guy was getting at, where he was using the external crate or whatever. Alright, well let's try standard sync lazy lock. Oh my gosh. What is this part here? Let's take a look. Rust standard sync lazy lock. Okay, static deep thought. Seems like we're creating a little bit of a mess by doing this. But they did warn us, they did warn us. Alright, can we do Rust, static, mutable, global, hash set? I pretty much already searched for this. Okay. So I'm seeing lazy static again. So it seems that we want to do that, probably. All right. Let's shout it out. Okay. Hold on. We need more about Rust lazy static. Rust lazy static. I'm a little worried we're talking so much synchronization and everything. Oh my goodness gracious. Interesting. So like, I don't have a reason really to care whether it's lazy initialized or whatever. So what do we think is the simplest way? What do we think is the simplest way to approach, right? What is the simplest way to approach what we need to do? I don't expect that we should need to worry about thread safety. I think it's going to run single threaded. Am I crazy? Let's see. I guess I'm not 100% on that. And they did warn us that this was going to be tricky, right? Generally frowned upon and considered unidiomatic. But truthfully, like, if I weren't so totally unfamiliar with Rust, I don't think it would be that tricky. Right? Like, I think these folks in these other threads and things, I think these folks know what's going on. Can we Rust rand seed? Reproducible random numbers? Okay, create a new pseudo-random number generator using an unsigned 64-bit seed. This is a convenience wrapper around from a seed to allow construction of any seedable random number generator from a simple U64 value. It is designed such that low Hamming weight numbers like 0 and 1 can be used and should still result in good independent seeds to the pseudo-random number generator which is returned. This is not suitable for cryptography, as should be clear given that the input size is only 64 bits. Implementations for pseudo-random number generators may provide their own implementations of this function. but the default implementation should be good enough for all purposes. Changing the implementation of this function should be considered a value breaking change. Okay, so let's try using this. All right, so instead of using a hash map, not here. So I'm not going to try to use this, or hash set, excuse me. This part I think is fine. Let's not try to use this. Do I want to remove this comment? Yeah, this was wrong. Let me see this link again. So I am still using this information. Let's move it. And then what about this one? Am I using this one? Yeah, totally. And I'm not going to try to make this mutable or whatever. In fact, I'm actually just going to do that, which is crazy. The thing is, like, I thought that I was going to want separate functions, and it's still possible that I might want separate functions. But if I don't end up wanting separate functions, I'll get rid of whichever one is redundant before I submit. But before I do any of that, let's try and make this work with a pseudo-random number generator. All right, so we're going to try static mute seed, which is going to be a U64, and I'm going to set it equal to 0. All right, and then we're going to increment that seed every time we go to use it. Okay. Seed from U64. Okay, so we're going to say let prng equal rand, and then again it was rand, okay. So it's seedable RNG, rand, seedable RNG, okay. Seedable RNG from seed U64 seed. Okay. Okay, so then when we call the random function, we want to make sure this is using our seeded PRNG, right? So let's go back to rand. So we're using random, and I'm using random U8. Okay, so then I guess we can call random on the RNG that we get, I think. So it creates a PRNG, and then the PRNG that is created, should it have a random function on it? I think so. All right. So do we want to pass this PRNG down into here? Or do I want to set it on self? Let's try setting it on self first. And then when we do this, we are going to say self PRNG random. So then this is going to be self. Oops. Okay. Missing field PRNG. Where was that? From seed U64 or just from seed? What is the answer? From seed takes a seed. From seed U64. expected a type, found a trait. Okay, so we can't use a trait. So where do we get this from? Seed? Hey, this one expected. Oh gosh, there's a lot here, right? I need to take a 5-minute break. I should make a BRB um, terminal screensaver. I'll just stick to my regular thing for now. All right. Okay. All right, all right, all right. I don't remember this one being on the list either. All right. Okay, so could not find seed in Rand. All right, so what is from seed U64 supposed to make? Okay, I didn't try this yet. Dine, if you want a trait object. Dine Rand. Okay, let's try. Right, right. So, so where do I get it? Oh my gosh. Seed from U64. Okay, so this is a function. It's here in so it says rand core librs. Okay, so let's try. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm trying to look at the tabs. I can't see them well because my webcam is right there. Okay, so let's go into Rand. And let's look at the book. So this is the Rand. Oh, wait a minute. Rust Rand book. Okay. Quick start. Import commonly used items from the prelude. Okay. So we can use the random number generator. Cha-cha? Oh. Huh. Okay, so I just want a pretty basic one. Um, avoid small and standard. So small and okay, hold on. Well, this is fine. So if we choose I don't remember what these things stand for. To be honest, I might not have seen them before. All right, so let's try PCG64MCG, I guess. Um, I'm mentally sort of like resisting going into this because I think there's a very like when I actually submit and look at other people's solutions, I'm guessing. Sorry, I shouldn't have taken a bite right when I was trying to speak. I'm guessing that there is very little chance that I'm going to see anybody else's solutions messing around with choosing some other random number generator like this. Like, I don't think anybody is going to have this in their code. Because I don't think there's any point, right? Do I think that it will make it work? Possibly yes. So, sure, if I think it'll make it work, then let's pursue it, I guess. But it seems like a very dumb direction to go, and I'm going this direction because of skill issues. I just don't know how to make a more sensible direction work. Oh, it actually ended. All right, I'm gonna take a second and choose a different one. Or maybe a few minutes. Okay, so we looked at a Final Fantasy. This one. Okay. Oh, I have chosen this one before. Good. All right. So if we want to use this, we're going to go up here, and we're going to go use rand PCG. PCG64MCG, I guess. And then we're going to use this, and we're going to say that we want to do this, basically. Oh, is it from seed? Oh my goodness, it's seed from. Is that what I've done wrong this entire time? Okay, so we can't do that. Okay, careful. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now we want to go cargo. No, we want to go cargo add. Is that any better? Not totally sure. Let's see. Okay. Random char byte. I must say it's shaping up and it looks better to me now. I don't know. It's still not ready to be working, but um, random char byte mutable. Okay, yeah, let's do that. What is this mutating? Doesn't quite seem right. Cannot borrow self PRNG as mutable. Oh, interesting. I hadn't thought about that. I guess that's why I'm doing this, to get me to think about things that I hadn't thought about before. It's gracious. Turned into a big refactor, I guess. If it's such a small function and turning into such a big amount of effort or whatever. A type alias, not a module. Any better? So we want to import that as well. Okay. Seems like it's turning into a lot. Okay, random name. Oh, that's not going to work. Let's get rid of this one for now. Yeah, let's get rid of that one for now. And then down here, we want generate name. Oh, oh, I'm dying. No, my arm is starting to hurt. I'm not even hunched over that bad. All right. Actually, I am hunched over really bad, aren't I? Now that I'm thinking about it. Ugh. I've wanted for a long time to make or to try to make my desk setup more ergonomic. Actually, I think it was a little bit better where I used to have it. Somehow. All right. So this is just all really poorly thought out, right? All really poorly thought out. So the idea is we want to use a pseudo random number generator. Best viewers on streamboo.com. Sorry, I can't be thinking about that right now. Eligible Inc. 7 HGM XHB 3N 3EB, but thanks for the message. Okay, so we want this one to be a receiver method. Right? So that means we can't use it here. Instead, we are going to first do this. And then sort of makes more sense, but I think I've got the syntax all wrong. Okay. So that starts to make a little more sense. Oh, unsafe. Cool. Okay, so this is the last one. Try using a conversion method. Okay, I think we can do it. Let's see what we get. No. All right. Did they all fail? Oh, one passed. Interesting. Huh. Okay, cool. I'm gonna be here a while. I can see that I'm gonna be here a while. I've been here a while already. All right. Um, I don't like the way the clear works. Like, I want it to more literally clear. All right. Okay, so random lower is never used. Let's get rid of it. Yeah, in Alacrity you use clear and it really clears it. I don't know why it doesn't in WesTerm. In WesTerm, like, it sort of clears it, but everything is still there. So, like, it's pointless. All right. Um, like, the reason that I want to clear is so that I can scroll back and easily see where the top of my last command was. Okay, so no warnings now. Just failed, failed, failed. Oh, interesting. So did the generate name not work? Okay, right. So we have to say new self robot name equals. Is that better? No. Oh, it is a little better. One or more passed. Name should match expected pattern. Okay. Different. Okay. Okay. So now we're almost there. So now whenever we use this, once we finish, we now need to increment seed. Ah, okay. Many different robots have different names. Oh, interesting. Left 17, right 0. Oh, that's strange. So we're back to where we were. What is this? What, left? Okay, hold on. Left equals right. Left 17, right 0. Many different robots have many different names. Using hash set. Oh, there were 17 collisions. Okay, gotcha. Huh. Well, that's a little disappointing. So, the whole thing was a red herring. It never worked. Do I now have a better idea of maybe how to actually do this? Okay, so we're not gonna use any of this. We're not gonna do this. This is not going to be a thing. This is not going to be a thing. Okay, 4 passed, 1 failed. Any warnings or anything? No. Okay, back to where I was like an hour ago. Not quite an hour ago, but a while ago. Okay, so we're getting into the meat of it. We need to create global mutable state. Hmm. And the difficulty, of course, is that I don't know how to do that. Okay. So we're going to try shouting this out, first of all. This is another one. Oh, you know what? I remember I made a lot of changes to this playlist. Weird changes that I'm now kind of unhappy with a little bit. Okay. Goodness gracious. Okay, so we're gonna try lazy lock. Lazy lock was stabilized. It can be used to eliminate the inconvenience of once locked helper function. So we would use standard sync lazy lock mutex. Okay, so I'm pretty much gonna just copy paste this, I think. Let's try. Okay, so this is gonna be names. It's gonna be a hash set. Oh gosh. Rust hash set. There's no way. That's so bad. I don't. I don't think it's gonna make any sense. Okay, so we're gonna say names lock unwrap includes or contains. So then when we do this, Expected U8 found string. Okay. Okay. Expected reference found struct. Okay. So we can clone there. No. Where was it? Okay, it passed. It passed all five. How deep am I in right now? I'm gonna take a short break after this, but 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I'm gonna walk outside. But yeah, apparently that did pass. Okay, do we have some more cargo tools that will help us to like see if there are like suggested refactors and things? Like, what is the cargo clippy? Okay, so I guess it didn't really find anything. We have some others. What about cargo? Oh, let me try exorcism test real quick. Okay, that one looks okay right now. Okay. Clippy didn't bring up anything, so I'm gonna look it over, see if I want to change anything, and then if it seems okay, I will submit. So I'm pretty sure this actually goes... Oh, opened up in the wrong window. So this comment actually goes up here. Okay, ord low, ord high, range. I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with this. This is a little nasty here, I think. It's a small thing, though. I don't, off the top of my head, I can't think what to do better. Skill issue, I just don't know Rust. Um, yeah, you know what? I mean, honestly, I think I have done it according to the spirit, I think, of what was asked for. So let me hit the test. Let me hit the format. I'm gonna submit. Okay, let's have a look. Failed? Oh no. Unresolved import rand. Okay, understandable, I guess, but well, so the trouble there is like I don't know how to do it without using that crate, actually. So, wait, is there Rust standard random? Rust std random? Oh, it is. So this is what I should have been using. Nightly only experimental? Oh my gosh. Mm. Well, that nightly only experiment. So, I mean, that doesn't sound like it's gonna work, is it? Oh no. Okay. Okay, so unresolved import rand. All right, understandable. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. I think I think we can submit the cargo file as well. Let's try that. So I have rand. So we're not using rand PCG, right? So let's remove that. Cargo RM rand PCG. Okay. Other than that, I think we should be okay. So now if we exorcism submit this, but also our cargo file, the TOML, can we do that? Let's take a look. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. Okay, so now it says passed. Okay. Well, that makes sense to me, I think. And no real hints or anything. Okay. I'm going to look at somebody's community solution. Highest rep user, Senecor. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. This part seems similar. Lazy lock, is that what I ended up with? It is. I ended up with lazy lock mutex hash set. Okay, so he ended up with the same thing. Okay. Okay, so here he did these as this style of function, which is cool. Used sum. Huh, okay, that's cool. This is nice syntax here. I think I definitely would say I like this much better than what I did. But I don't feel any sense of confidence that I would be able to do it this way yet. Like, I would have to practice for sure, and I don't think I'm gonna do that right this second. I think I'm gonna take 5 minutes, walk outside, and then move on to the next. Let me look at my sheet. Was it this one? Which one was it? So I'm going to mark this one as complete on my sheet. So I did Rust. Where's Rust? Let's alphabetize these. There we go. Okay, so we did the first exercise. Okay, so I'm going to just put the link here. Okay, cool. All right, I'll be back in 5 minutes. And we'll move on to the next one, baby. With any luck, the next one might not take me as long, but it very well might take me even longer. We shall see. Okay, let's go to the next one. Oh, yeah. I was gonna maybe make it into a bit of a user script to make it happen. I tired myself out from that first exercise. And honestly, like, sitting here hunched over the computer, I struggle. Um, it's kind of hot, too. All right. Um, I'm just kind of that way. Like, I start getting irritated by things that shouldn't irritate me. Like whose fault is it that the webcam is blocking part of the screen? Right? Like, I'm supposed to fix it. I've just been too lazy. All right. Okay. Okay, so we're supposed to go to exorcism. Tracks. Okay, the next track will be Lua. All right. Well, I don't really know Lua any better than Rust, but uh, you know, my impression of it has certainly been that it's very nice. Maybe I do know it a little bit better than Rust, I don't know. Okay, so click. Okay, here it is, our second exercise. It's called ETL. It is listed as an easy. I don't feel prepared for it at all, but whatever. Here we go. All right. Welcome. You work for a company that makes an online multiplayer game called Lexiconia. To play the game, each player is given 13 letters which they must rearrange to create words. Different letters have different point values since it's easier to create words with some letters than others. The game was originally launched in English, but it is very popular and now the company wants to expand to other languages as well. Different languages need to support different point values for letters. The point values are determined by how often letters are used compared to other letters in that language. For example, the letter C is quite common in English and is only worth 3 points, but in Norwegian it's a very rare letter and it's worth 10 points. Okay. To make it easier to add new languages, your team needs to change the way letters and their point values are stored in the game. Okay, so currently, letters are scored in groups based on their score. So we have a list of letters that are 1 point, then 2, then 3, and so whatever. Okay. And the team has decided to change the letters to be lowercase rather than uppercase. Okay. Well, it sounds like I hesitate to say it, but I do think it should be faster than the other one. Okay, so transform equals function dataset, end. Okay, so if we look at the spec, okay, so old was a 1 and an A, and now it needs to be an A and a 1. Okay, so to run the tests, we do busted. Oh, let's see if that's ready to go. All right. So it says transform equals function data set. All right, so then I guess we just need a definition for this function. All right, let's take a quick look. Lua function definition. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so the data set is like everything in Lua, it's a table or whatever, right? And so we're going to iterate through everything in the table. Lua iterate over table. Okay, so at the end, I think we're going to return new table. We'll see. So we're going to go for kv in new table. Oh, excuse me, in data set. And then we're going to go new table. So then the value is just a list of letters, right? So we're going to go for C in B. And now we're going to go new table C equals K. I mean, it is quite a small problem. I think that's the basic shape of it. I don't know quite what I've messed up yet, but let's see what busted says. It says, for errors, attempt to call a table value. Okay, yeah, it says the same problem everywhere. On 4K. Oh, okay, let me look at what it said here again. So do we need to do pairs? Let's see. So 4kV in next t. Let's try it. Is that any better? Let's see. Bust it. Oh, busted. Nope, it's the same thing, but now it's on 5. Okay. Seems questionable, because now it should be an array, not a table per se. Let's see what it says. Huh. Expected. Oh, interesting. Okay. So we passed in and expected. Oh, oh, it looks like I got 1 equals 1. Can we do that? Okay, so now we just need to make it lowercase. I can't fully think what lowercase is in this context. One sec. Let me plug in my phone, or try to. It's running low on the battery. I really, really miss being able to work in like an office building where everything is just nice and ergonomic. Being hunched over at home like this, I'm getting old. No, I'm not just getting old, I am old. I'm getting older. All right. Like it's weird, like this table that I use, it's a little too short. It doesn't even really look that small, but it's not wide enough for 3 monitors. Now, am I crazy for wanting to be using 3 monitors? Maybe. But if the table were a little bit wider, then that would be better. About, like, just give me like 20 more centimeters. All right. Okay, so what did we think here? Okay, so we wanted to do it lower. I am just gonna look that up. That's fine. Lua lowercase. Okay, let's just try this dot lower then. Four successes. 0 failure. Okay, let's just submit. I'm fine with that. Oh, well, let me try this one. So that one was indeed quicker. What can you do? Very nice. The rust one took me forever, man. Ah. That is insanity. Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's mark it as complete in the spreadsheet. I want to jump that. Wait a minute. What the heck, Google? Come on, man. Oh no, where is it? I want to jump directly to this. So do I just put #3, I guess? Okay, let's go to the next. It's gonna be Vim script. Okay, so I haven't joined this track yet. Interesting. All right, let's join the Vim script track. So it's gonna make us do a hello world, I guess. And this is gonna be good. What is this? Hold on. Welcome to Vim script. Coding fundamentals might be better for you. Really? Why? Huh, interesting. I'm guessing it probably just says this to everyone. You think it's making fun of me for taking so long on Rust? Oh my gosh. Welcome to Vim script. Coding fundamentals might be better for you. Exorcisms tracks are designed for people who already know how to code and are practicing or learning new languages. If you're just starting out on your coding journey, our coding fundamentals course might be a better fit for you. In 12 weeks, you'll go from zero to making these. It's self-paced and priced affordably, with discounts available for students, people who are unemployed, and those living in emerging economies. Well, now we know. So, I mean, it might be a better fit for me, but I already know what I want. So, we're going to go local, and we're going to do the hello world. Okay, so you just do vim exercise.vim. Vader. Okay, interesting, interesting. All right, the classical hello world introductory exercise. Sure. Okay, so let's look at our hello world Vim. Okay. So now we try source. Is that Vader? Hold on. So we open the solution, we source, okay. Okay. Okay, so I still don't know Vader. So we run the tests, Vader, exercise, Vader. All right, so I'm probably going to have to look at this getting started guide, but let's just real quick see if anything happens. I don't think anything's going to happen if I try that. So we want to source Vader, and it says not an editor command. Okay, great. So now let's go into here. Oh, I need more video background, don't I? Oh no! I was looking for a getting started guide. Install Vader Vim. Sounds like a winner to me. Let's give it a shot. I'm gonna pick another video here. Alright, let's choose one. I remember one with like a rooftop that was pretty cool. It's a little bit on the shorter side, but... Okay, so this is going to be CU... Let's see if we get it. Okay. Yeah, works for me for now, I guess. Okay, so we were supposed to add this to the Vim RC. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so now what happens when we exorcism test? Oh, well, fair enough. Okay, let's see what we get. Oh. Submitted 10 iterations to the same exercise, 25th April? Oh my goodness gracious. Do I remember which one that was? Let me remind myself. Which one was that? 25th April. Oh, it was this one. I do remember that. Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous. I had kind of a good time, I guess. All right. It's fine. So, okay, mark is complete. Okay, so now we have to go back to where I was. So, where was that? So we did ETL and Lua. Ah, okay, so we were at Vim script, but we hadn't chosen the actual exercise yet. All right, it is gonna be, okay, it says it's an easy. Nice. Let's grab it. Okay, here it is. It's called Proverb on Exorcism's Vim script track. Okay. For want of a horseshoe nail, a kingdom was lost, or so the saying goes. Given a list of inputs, generate the relevant proverb. For example, given the list, nail, shoe, horse, rider, message, battle, kingdom, you will output the full text of this proverbial rhyme. For want of a nail, the shoe was lost. For want of a shoe, the horse was lost. For want of a horse, the rider was lost. For want of a rider, the message was lost. For want of a message, the battle was lost. For want of a battle, the kingdom was lost. And all for the want of a nail. Okay, I mean, okay. So how do we do this in Vim script? Not too sure. Really not too sure. If I do this shrug, does that show up very well on camera? Not really. Um, yeah, I mean, not really too super sure how we do this in Vim script. So if we were to look at this one in some other language, for example, like if we were to look at it in, I'm just gonna say JavaScript. It's listed as a medium in JavaScript. Oh, I wonder why. It seems very easy, but I just don't, I have no idea how I'm going to do it in Vim script. But it seems like I wouldn't call it a medium, would I? It seems very easy, but let's see. So we're just going to say, I want to say that's it, maybe? What's the complaint there? Let's see. Result plus... Something looks wrong. Let's see. Let... Oh, is that better? Why don't I see what I messed up? I'm missing result plus equals. Oh, I see it now. Okay. JavaScript, the tooling is always a little slow. Maybe I should switch to faster tooling. Hmm. Having trouble. Okay, so what is it saying? Oh my gosh. Let's let that run. I'm gonna get a little bit hung up on this. uh, I'm already a little bit hung up on this, right? I'm glad the Lua one was relatively quick-ish. Lua seems very nice. Lua seem like I think I mean, I don't know Lua. I don't really know Lua any better than I know Rust. It just seems easy to work with even without really knowing it. And I think that can be a nice thing. Not for everything, maybe, but for some things, I think it can be very nice to just be able to use something even without knowing, even without knowing hardly anything, being able to use it. I feel like that's a good niche for Lua. The niche where it's something that people can use without really knowing anything. Or at least, that's my impression. Ah, all right. Oh, I thought I did. Hmm. So where did I get Node from? Did I get it from apt? Hmm. Pack version. Let's see. It says 0280. Anything older than 031. Okay, well, that would explain it. So then that should do it, right? Seems likely. Let's give it a shot. Oh, shoot. Oh no! Okay, let's ignore that. Let's just see if this works now. Oh, okay, better. All right, cannot read undefined. Okay, so WS came in undefined. All right, good. Let's look at the spec now. Okay, so it looks like we want this, probably. Let's see if that's any better. No, not yet. Okay, let me prettier. And then let's go into the spec again. I think I'm just going to enable all of them. Did I mess it up? Oh, I did. Okay, 6 failed, 2 passed. So in this one, it says, for want of a... So we wanted the, and I have comma. Okay, so let's make that change first. Oh, not here. Okay. Of a horseshoe nail? Why does it say horseshoe nail? Looks like I'm missing a dot at the end. Let's do that. Okay, better. So then why does this one say horseshoe nail? Use of optional qualifier. All right, let's take a look. Okay, so we used an optional qualifier horseshoe. So let's say this is going to be args. we're going to have a number of weird edge cases that are not covered by tests. And I think I'm just going to leave them alone. No, hold on. Spending way too much time on this. This is something so simple. Um, kind of hate it. I don't think that's gonna quite work. Oh, okay. I think I'm just this one's not even on my list, so I'm just gonna submit it. Oh my gosh. This is what getting stupid will do for you, like, legitimately. Um, so I think the reason that it's upgraded from easy to medium for the JavaScript version is because they added that qualifier thing, which is not in the VimScript version. The main reason that the JavaScript version took me a while is because I fought with this core pack thing. Actually, to be honest, I don't even know what core pack is for. Is that a good question for ChatGPT or Claude? Screw it. If I'm going to ask anything, I'll ask my local Olama. Oh wow, I've got a whole bunch on there. What the heck? I don't think it knows, but let's just see. CorePack is an open source command line interface tool that simplifies and streamlines developer workflows in various programming languages. This sounds surprisingly close to the truth, but I don't know how much of this is true. Hard for me to know. It does seem to work with NPM, but other than that, I'm very skeptical. Anyway, are we good? Are we processed? Why are we processing for so long? Ah! I don't think it's going to finish processing. What's the problem here? Failed! Failed! Why? Could not compute. An issue in their infrastructure? Man, I hope so. Alright, can we try making it shorter? We can get rid of this since that's not true. Export const proverb equals args. Oh my gosh, okay, so if it's that, okay, I'm fine with that. Let result equal that, okay, sure. Qualifiers, I guess. Words. Alright, I'm gonna try submitting again. Gemma said it worked with, like, Go and PHP. That doesn't seem true at all. That was completely made up. But the thing is, why would it make up something so improbable? I don't know. There's no telling with these chatbots. Maybe it's truer than I realize. I don't know. There doesn't seem to be any mention of such a thing here. It was saying it worked with PHP and Go. What the heck? What the heck, chatbot? Ah. Alright. Okay, so, are we good at this time, maybe? Okay, passed. So let's say complete. Alright, so I am going to log off here in about 4 minutes, but I will be back later this afternoon. But the question is, so now that I know what the proverb exercise is like, can I do it in VimScript? This is my first experience really trying to code something in VimScript. I mean, I guess that's technically slightly inaccurate because the vimrc itself is all VimScript, but I didn't really try to use it as like code. Well, let's look at what is in there. Here's what I've got in my VimScript right now, my vimrc. Set background equals dark. So this seems to be necessary Otherwise, I couldn't get the italics to work. Highlight, comment, C-term equals italic. I had trouble with that, not on this machine, but on the Mac, where it wouldn't make the comments italic until I had set background equals dark. So, and my background isn't really even that dark. I actually like it this way, because look, not everybody likes it this way. But, like, if you think about it, like, this is a light background, and in fact, you have to join insiders to enable dark mode. And the truth is, lots of websites are light mode, or whatever, right? So, if you're in the terminal for a while, and you go over to the website, it's going to be like, oh, flashbang, right? That's the meme. But my background is not really dark at all, right? So it's not a flashbang thing. So I like it this way. But it's not light mode. The text is lighter than the background. And I don't know, maybe it's not very high contrast. It's quite low contrast. Some people like low contrast. Some people don't. I find myself being more on the side of low contrast these days, obviously, because that's what I'm using. All right, so, I mean, this is what I've got. I just set background syntax on, set shell. You can see that I just did all these things because they were mentioned in boot dev. So in short, it's a mess. I have a bunch of plugs, like, more than I should. They're mostly to do with specific languages, I guess. I don't know. For the most part, I would say I think it's configured in a way that seems to work okay for me. These highlight configurations, I think, are probably wrong, honestly. I'm going to leave them alone for now. But let's look at this one. So let's look at the stub in the proverb file. Given a list of strings, generate the relevant proverb lines from the old proverb for want of a noun. Okay? Function, bang, lines, strings, abort, your code goes here, and function. Okay, so far so good, right? So now in the help, I think we should have something. Yeah, for whatever reason, it does it like that. If we glow, is it better? Yeah, that is better. Okay, so let's look here first. Oh, never mind, that's not better. Dagnabbit. Okay, so how to learn Vim script. Oh, should we look in the Vim help? Sure, let's do it. Let's look in the... Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to log off.